My prayer is that Canada becomes all the world, and all the world becomes Canada.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad wa barik wa sallim.
Canada, our home, has been blessed with 3 generations of Khulafa. It is their divine guidance and out-obedience to their divine word that has allowed us to have an illustrious history. When the news spread to the Jamaat of Huzur's visit, there was unbridled enthusiasm and excitement for Huzur's arrival.
न मायूस होना घुटन होना तारी रहेगा खिलाफत का फैज़ान.
During his first visit, he was interviewed by large media corporations such as CBC.
है हम पे भारी.
Press conference में इतनी well attended, there were about 60 pressmen were present.
During Huzur's visit, there was a desire which was expressed for a missionary to be appointed to Canada, which Huzur graciously granted. Although Hazrat Khalifatul Masih III, may Allah be pleased with him, his time was limited in Canada, God Almighty once again blessed Canada, rejuvenating it with a French manifestation of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, may Allah be pleased with him, Hazrat Mirza Tahir Ahmed, who would go on to visit Canada a total of 4 times. Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV came to visit Canada for the first time in 1986.
Muhammad Rasulullah, Muhammad Rasulullah, Muhammad Rasulullah. Insaniyat, Insaniyat, Insaniyat. Canada, Canada, Canada.
ये सुन्नत अज़ल से है जारी.
Our being with you today on this very special day, when we have brought you together to celebrate the opening ceremony of this most beautiful and wonderful mosque.
During Huzur's visit in Maple, Ontario, he laid the foundation stone of Baitul Islam Mosque into an empty field, and like a crop that grows as a result of a farmer's care, a vivid and prosperous community formed around this mosque shortly after its construction. Baitul Islam Mosque proved to be the first mosque in the long sequence of succession of mosques in Canada.
आए वो दिन के हम जिनकी चाहत में गिनते थे, दिन अपनी तस्कीने जाके लिए, फिर वो चेहरे हुए दा हुए जिनकी यादें क़यामत थी क़ल्बे तपा के लिए, जिनके इख़लास और प्यार की हर अदा बेगरज बेरिया दिल नशी दिलरुबा.
First Dasar Salana started with a humble beginning of 75 guests. So that was the beginning with 75 guests. Now you are definitely much more than 75.
Though it would take several years, the blessings of Khilafat were passed onto the successorship of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmed.
खुदा ने हमको दी है कामरानी, फसुबहानल्लज़ी औफ़ल अमानी, फसुबहानल्लज़ी औफ़ल.
Upon arriving for his visit in Canada, Hazrat Amirul Momineen was greeted by thousands of Ahmadi Muslims as he arrived at the residence in Peace Village. Huzur attended the blessed 40th Jalsa Salana Canada, met with Canadian press, and inaugurated the Baitul Afiyat Mosque in Scarborough. On Wednesday, October 12th, Hazrat Amirul Momineen sat down for an interview with the prominent CBC personality, Peter Mansbridge. A recognizable voice in Canadian journalism, Peter Mansbridge was the chief correspondent for CBC News. During this interview, Mansbridge asked Hazrat Amirul Momineen whether the world was at a critical junction in time. The following Friday, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, may Allah be his helper, delivered the first Friday sermon from Baitul Islam Mosque. As it was the first sermon after the Canadian Jalsa Salana, Huzur spoke about the volunteers and the arrangements.
अल्लाह ताला के फजल से जमात अहमदिया कनाडा का जलसा सालाना गुज़श्ता हफ्ते मुनक़िद हुआ और अल्लाह ताला के फजलों को ज़ाहिर करते हुए इख्तिताम को पहुँचा। इस बात पर हम अल्लाह ताला का जितना भी शुक्र अदा करें कम है। ये अल्लाह ताला का ही फजल है जो हमें तौफीक देता है कि हम बावजूद महदूद वसाइल के दुनिया में हर जगह जलसे मुनक़िद करते हैं और सिर्फ़ अल्लाह ताला के ख़ास फजल से अमूमी तौर पर इंतज़ामात भी अच्छे होते हैं। हमारे पास हर शोबे की को पेशा वराना महारत रखने वाले लोग नहीं हैं। जो मुख्तलिफ़ शोबाजात में काम करके उसके बेहतर मयार पैदा कर सकें। रज़ाकार हैं, वॉलंटियर्स हैं, खुदाम में से भी, अतफ़ाल में से भी, अंसार में से भी, लजना और नासरात में से भी।
As the weekend approached, Hazrat Amirul Momineen traveled to Ottawa through the city of Kingston, Ontario. During his stay in the country's capital, Huzur met with the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, at Parliament Hill, along with other government officials and members of Parliament. During this historic trip to the Parliament Hill, Huzur delivered a keynote address to the reception held in his honor. At the inaugural National Peace Symposium, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, may Allah be his helper, delivered an address reminding the audience about the increasing possibility of a third world war. Having dinner with the audience, Hazrat Amirul Momineen, may Allah be his helper, met with the guests and dignitaries who attended. Later, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, may Allah be his helper, graced Jamia Ahmadiyya Canada and conducted a class with the students from both Jamia and the boys from Hifzul Quran School. Huzur's busy week concluded with an interview with one of Canada's national newspapers, the Globe and Mail. Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V continued to meet with the members of the Jamaat. Huzur delighted the residents and visitors of Peace Village by taking a walk down the streets on one of the last nights of his stay. Leaving Peace Village, Hazrat Amirul Momineen, may Allah be his helper, traveled to Saskatchewan. Arriving in Saskatoon, Huzur departed from Regina, the capital city of Saskatchewan, where Hazrat Amirul Momineen, may Allah be his helper, would inaugurate the Mahmoud Mosque. Prior to the sermon, Huzur inaugurated the mosque by unveiling the plaque and offering silent prayers. Purposeful built mosque, the Mahmoud Mosque was funded by local Ahmadi Muslims. In a first for Jamaat Canada, local community members played a significant role in its physical construction, as many volunteered their time to help construct the mosque. a total of 41,500 man-hours were dedicated by local Ahmadi Muslims in building the mosque. Reminding Jamaat members of their duties to humanity, Huzur explained that we should not only be happy by the construction of a mosque, but rather our target should be to increase the number of people who believe in Allah and His Messenger. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Huzur held one-on-one interviews with both Global News and CTV News Saskatoon.
What do we as Canadians have to do to foster more inclusivity in the world?
You see, what the world needs today is to stop all type of atrocities and spread the peace and love and harmony. So this is what every person should do. And being a big nation, Canadians should also play their role.
Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, may Allah be his helper, visited the construction site of the Baitul Rahmat Mosque. Departing from Saskatoon to travel to Calgary, Alberta, Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen, may Allah be his helper, arrived safely to Baitul Nur Mosque at approximately 12:30 p.m.
मेरे सवारे कि तूने काम सब मेरे सवारे हमारे घर में उसने भर दिया नूर हर एक जुल्मत को हमसे कर दिया दूर खुदा ने हमको दी है काम.
On Wednesday, November 9th, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, may Allah be his helper, attended a large press conference held at the Baitul Nur Mosque. Several prominent members of the Canadian press were present, including CTV, Global News, CBC News, Metro, and City TV. As this truly historic tour came to an end, there had been many remarkable and unforgettable moments. From Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen, may Allah be his helper, historic address at the Canadian Parliament and York University, to holding classes and educating students in each city, Huzur had attended a large range of events, including a large number of press conferences, as well as opening the first purpose-built mosque in Canada, which was constructed by volunteers in Regina, Saskatchewan. It was an incredible experience and privilege to have Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen, may Allah be his helper's, presence in Canada, celebrating 50 years of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat's establishment in this great North American country, Canada.
रहमत खुदा करे.